ready to make a movie. Here's a go, and we're done. Come along and join the party while we're still at the sun.
Hi and welcome to another SMPTE catch-up. I'm sitting here on the couch with Rick from GoPro. He's going to show us off the new Hero 3. So thanks for joining me, Rick.
Thank you for having me.
No worries.
Yeah.
So tell us about the new gear. So
this is the GoPro Hero 3 Black Edition. So we have we came out with it this past fall. There's 3 different versions: white, silver, and black. They're both all 3 of the same form factor. They're half the size of their predecessor, the HD Hero 2, with built-in Wi-Fi. That's the little blue light that you see flashing. It means that the Wi-Fi is turned on. The difference in those models are white's good, silver's better, black is best. Black is our professional production. This does 4K at 15 frames per second, 2.7K, 30 frames per second, 1080 at 60 frames per second, and then we also have 4:3 ratios with 1440 and 960. So that gives you more top to bottom, more information, and then you can crop it down into that kind of HD 16:9 that they're used to seeing in post. Another aspect of the camera for the professional is what we call Pro Tune. So within it, you can set it in Pro Tune. So you're going to have it'll give you a flatter image, kind of more neutral tones. But then it's actually going to give you more data in that information. So the image will be tighter, crisper, a lot more detail. And then when you are mixing it with your other cameras, your other shots, it's going to be at the same level. So your colors can adjust. That was actually direct feedback that we heard from the professional community. So when we came out with our first HD camera back in 2009, beginning of 2010, the HD Hero 1, that is when we first started hearing from pros, whether they're developing reality shows, dramas, motion pictures, and they love the camera, they love what it could do, they love the fact that it could be put in spots that you couldn't get large cameras in to capture unique creative shots that you can't get with any other type of camera. But some of the feedback was we love the camera, we love what we can do with it. We struggle sometimes matching it exactly with our other shots. So that's where we worked really hard with this Pro Tune. And so that is something that you now see in we came up with a software update for HD Hero 2, but we baked it in to the Hero 3 camera that we came out with.
So tell me more about the Wi-Fi capability in this, and exactly. So I hear a lot about the multicam side of things with the GoPro. Just tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah. So the HD Hero 3 Black Edition comes bundled with a remote control. So there's 2 ways that you can interact with the GoPro. One through a remote control. It's about the size of my thumb, and it's waterproof as well. And it'll allow you to do change modes, change the settings. It's got the same UI that you see right there, and you can quickly scroll through. It can control up to 50 cameras. So that's great when you have a bunch of cameras set up in multiple locations, or if you have them strung together in an array aspect. One button will fire all those cameras off at the same time. The second way to interact with the GoPro via Wi-Fi is our app for Android and iOS devices. So your iPads, your iPhones, tablets, and smartphones. It'll allow you to not only change all the settings and check your SD card capacities, your battery levels, that thing, you can also see what the camera sees. So if you have it underneath the fender of a car to get a unique shot like that, you can check, is that really the level that we want? Do we need to adjust it? That's what one of the great things about the app allows you to do. And we will have a new version of the app coming out in a couple weeks here that'll allow you to actually pull the pictures and video off of the GoPro camera onto your mobile device. And that's really, there's professional uses for it for sure. If you want to you need to send a shot, you need to send, you're out on a shoot location, you want to send some stuff right back there and then, you can do it. But it's really, more about the consumer and more about you're having a fun moment, you're having, an epic GoPro moment, and it's a way to share it in the, instantly right then and there.
So would that be the same? So if you're on, say, a MacBook,
yep,
you're able to pull them off onto your computer that way as well, or it's not made for that?
No, it's not made for the desktop yet. For the Wi-Fi connection to the desktop, it's made for the mobile device. Yeah, and it's really, and you've got the ability to pull a high-res image or low-res image of both the still and video. So when you go to download it, it'll say, do you want the high-res, full-res, or low-res? And for a picture, pulling the full-res 2 megapixel, it only takes a few seconds to pull over. It's not a big deal. But if you have 3 minutes of video, you're not going to want to pull all the HD version over to your phone. You just want a low-res version because your chances are you're going to probably clip 10 seconds from that that ski run or that surf run or whatever, and just share that.
Chuck
right
it on Facebook.
You got it. Yeah.
I know from the two, if I'd shoot with that, there'd be times where I'd get the shot and get that fisheye effect because of the lens. Now, you're saying that there's actually a function built into this that you can get around that.
Yeah, you're right. So we've got the option when you go into the settings to change the field of view. There's wide, medium, and narrow. So that'll, it'll crop in the, so it'll bring the image in a little bit closer. Plus, it'll kind of take away a little bit of the fisheye. And then we also have software called GoPro Studio. There's a free edition, a premium edition, and a professional edition. Those in the Premium and Pro have the ability to remove fisheye, and you can really get in and start really tweaking around with the image because it's such a high-res image. There's a lot you can do with it, and that's what the software allows you to do in post. The new versions of this software will be coming out in a few weeks too. One of the things that we're also put in is a nonlinear editor as well. So you can stitch together some stitch together different clips. It's great for a daily, great for something like that. It's also really more geared, that aspect of Studio, the editor is geared more to consumers. Someone like me, iMovie 1.0. I want a simple way to create a fun video from my weekend skiing, surfing. That's what's there. It's got one of the cool new things too, again, consumer level, is called templates. So basically, if you're familiar with our GoPro videos, when you go into the software, it'll allow you to load one of our pick a GoPro video, load it, and it shows you all the scenes, and then you just drag and drop your clips to match the scene, so it matches the cadence of the music, adjusts the speed ramping, the slow-mo, so it just kind of does it for you. Again, that's geared to someone like me who, doesn't have a lot of editing skills.
You just want to chuck it in and get it done. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So is there anything that we should be looking out for? Is there anything in the future coming out? Like how far away we got the Hero 4?
Yeah, we're 3D. We have the 3D version of HD Hero 1 and HD Hero 2. We will have a 3D version for Hero 3 as well. On the back here, we call it our Hero Bus. That allows you to plug 2 GoPros together to shoot 3D. As soon as they're plugged in, they know that they're being left and a right, and so they're automatically synchronized, kept synchronized.
And will that editing software you was talking about before, does that handle that?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what it's kind of geared for. And again, all the way from the consumer, so someone like me could create a 3D edit, to some sophisticated features for professional crowd as well, for those 3D capabilities. Storm Surfers, a film shot here in Australia with Tommy Carroll and Ross Clark Jones, they actually used a lot of GoPro 3D footage. They used the HD Hero 1. They shot it a couple years ago. It's on tour right now. Pretty cool film. But yeah, we're always innovating. There's always going to be, we're always thinking what's next. The way that we refer to it internally is capture, create, share, manage. And so capture is the camera part, create and share, that's the software and the apps. So the create is like create and share is using that app to, share something instantly from the moment. The software is, at the end of the weekend, you want to, create that longer video that you want to put up on Facebook and share with friends.
Well, thanks for joining me on the couch.
Thanks so much for having me.
Sounds like, you guys are still creating new and innovative design.
We're trying.
And no, I think the product's great. I've used it myself, and just the product you get from it is just ridiculous. It's so crystal clean. Amazing.
Right on. Right on.
Well,
thanks so
very
much for having us. Yep.
No worries. If you want to see the GoPro stand, it's over in Hall 4. Get on over there, check out their gear and say hello. Until then, see you on the next catch up.